Guys, I got news for you. It's actually happening, and it's going to happen much sooner than anyone thought was possible. Many people have dismissed the idea of this so-called autonomous driving, or AI-driven autonomous driving at scale, which Tesla has been promising for a while now. And honestly, whoever owns a Tesla vehicle currently, they are intimately familiar with the current supervised self-driving model in every single Tesla on the road today. So for Tesla owners, it really is no surprise that this this technology as a whole now is finally in its initial phases of testing, where it will truly be unsupervised and autonomous. Now, here's the crazy part. This will greatly transform the entire transportation landscape as we have ever known it. It takes the most expensive part of transportation off the ledger. It takes it off of the budget. It takes it off of anyone's fiscal budget ledger, whatever you use. It takes it off of your finances, right? Number one, you do not anymore need to own a vehicle. Well, yes, I mean, you may argue that currently that's the case as well, right? We have ride hail services such as Uber and Lyft and all that stuff, right? So you technically don't need to own a vehicle currently as well, right? And yes, you can use mass transportation if you'd like as well, and if that's available to you. And well, I mean, whoever has used mass transit knows the headaches that are also caused by that option as well. I'm talking about a personalized experience where you do not need to own a vehicle, yet you will receive the same personalized private experience, high quality experience that comes with your own personal vehicle ownership. So it takes vehicle ownership off the table, right? That's one of the most expensive parts of transportation. Associated with personal vehicle ownership is the cost of vehicle insurance. Off. No longer needed because you don't need to own a vehicle anymore, right? To experience that private experience, many people love about vehicle ownership, right? And number two, or number three, it takes a driver off the table as well. So the next most expensive part of transportation, or even public transit and ride hailing services such as Uber and Lyft, is the driver itself. The driver now is off the table as well. So what does this mean, right? Well, for finances, this means that the cost of transportation, getting from point A to point B and maybe even point C, has just dropped. And according to Tesla's conservative estimates, it could drop by 40 to 60% when compared to similar ride sharing costs such as Uber and Lyft. Imagine your transportation costs just decreased by up to 60% while still maintaining a private, high quality experience that normally comes with personal vehicle ownership, right? Not only that, okay, fine. You don't you don't want you, you still want your own personal vehicle, right? Guess what? Every single Tesla that is out on the road and that you can buy at the moment, at this time, is capable of full self-driving, albeit right now it's supervised. But what I'm saying is, once this passes, which it will, this initial phase of unsupervised, automated, full self-driving, once it passes, and it will pass, right? Maybe in a very short amount of time. I'm saying within 1 to 2 years. Many people do agree with that time frame as well. When it does pass, your vehicle and every other Tesla vehicle on the road at the moment, and every Tesla vehicle that you can buy at the moment, will overnight, once this passes, overnight turn into a fully automated self-driving vehicle where you do not even have to sit in the driver's seat should you not wish to sit in the driver's seat anymore. The vehicle will drive you from point A to point B, maybe even point C if you want. Completely unsupervised and completely automated. This is the future. Now, check out what Elon Musk is saying here. Elon Musk is basically saying that, look at this as an Airbnb and an Uber combined, right? An Airbnb and an Uber combined. Let's see what he says.
But like sometimes it's like helpful to sort of reiterate and connect some of the dots because sometimes people wonder, well, how do you go from this big fleet to actually monetizing the fleet in an autonomous situation? And it's actually a combination of it's like Airbnb and Uber to some degree. So like there'll be some cars that Tesla owns itself, it's kind of like an Uber fashion. But then for the fleet that is owned by our customers, it will be like an Airbnb thing. You can add or subtract your car to the fleet whenever you want.
So what he's basically saying is that this opens up a whole new revenue stream possibility for every single individual on this planet. This opens up a whole new revenue stream because, first of all, an Airbnb investment means that you will need to invest in real estate, which is far more expensive, and the barrier for entry is so much higher, and the risk is also so much higher for an Airbnb like investment where you will buy property in the hopes of generating a revenue and eventually a profit from that property from renting it out on vacation rentals or whatever you may have, right? The barrier for entry here is that people will be able to buy Tesla vehicles that are so much. I mean, it's not even comparable compared to to buying actual real estate. It's not even comparable, right? The barrier for entry is so much lower now to get into this type of revenue stream where you may buy maybe an extra vehicle, or maybe you buy only one vehicle, right? And that is your main vehicle. But when you're not using it, you can add it to the fleet of Tesla Robotaxis. So when your car is parked, wherever it is parked, and you're not using it, let's say you drive to your office, right? And now for at least 8 hours, your car is just parked in the parking lot. You can add from that time or from whatever time you want, right? Whatever time of your choosing, you can add your car while you're working, making money. While you're working, making money, your car is now added to the Tesla self-driving fleet. And now your car is earning you income every time it is hailed for a ride. That is simply going to revolutionize. This is a game changer, folks. This is a game changer, and I myself am having a hard time just comprehending how quickly now it's moving, because for a long time Tesla has been saying that this is going to be it, this is going to be the future, and year after year after year. And yes, now Tesla faced some hurdles with with getting the proper permits and stuff like that, whatever. But the people who have owned Teslas and are familiar with the supervised full self-driving currently in those vehicles, those people already knew that it's already pretty good, right? It's not perfect, but it's already pretty damn good. So it really comes to very little surprise that it's actually happening. We always knew it was going to happen. It's just a matter of time, right? But now that it's happening, the ball is rolling, and it's rolling fast, right? It's gaining a lot of momentum. And it's really going to open up a whole new revenue stream for many people. The barrier for entry here is just so ridiculously low. And there's enough of the pie for everybody, because everyone needs to get from point A to point B. And the more vehicles that are on this full self-driving fleet, whether you're main driver or extra drivers that you buy, right? the better it is for everybody, because that's how much quicker the vehicle will be ready for the next person to pick up or to hail. That's how much quicker it's going to happen. There'll be no shortage of no wait time when you open up the app and you want to hail a Robotaxi. The wait time could be minuscule, could be super small, right? The more cars that are on the fleet, the less time you're going to wait for your ride to come to your location.
So you can say, like, I'm going away for a week. At just one tap on your Tesla app, your car gets added to the fleet and it just makes money for you while you're gone. Yeah.
Amazing. 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 Now this brings into question, like, companies like Uber and Lyft, their future, if they somehow don't figure out a way to, change course and somehow, come up with a business plan that is going to compensate for this, for a company like Tesla to come in with already they have, how many Teslas are currently on the road? That's how many vehicles they have in their fleet, potentially, right? That's how many vehicles they have potentially on their fleet. Once full self-driving becomes completely autonomous, perfected, and approved, which is going to be in a very short time, and it will happen, Uber and Lyft, that's the competition. The competition now is there's going to be no driver. The car is going to be the vehicles in the fleet is potentially every Tesla owner currently on the planet, right? Or in a location that it's approved in, right? So they're going to be competing against the efficiency of the ride hail, right? Will an Uber or Lyft driver be able to arrive at the customer more quickly than a Tesla Robotaxi and that's fully automated due to the sheer number of vehicles in the fleet, right? At this moment, it's not really feasible to assume that human driven fleets that are limited in scale at the moment compared to Tesla's fleet, which is potentially every single Tesla driver, they probably will not be able to compete just on an efficiency basis with Tesla Robotaxis when this full self-driving comes to fruition. On top of that is the price of the ride itself. If Tesla Robotaxis are going to be up to 60% cheaper while still maintaining the high quality and private experience of personal vehicle ownership. Forget about, the awkwardness that potentially comes with getting into another person's car, right? And yes, it is like your personal chauffeur, but there is still a stranger, whether you like it or not. Okay, that's irrelevant, right? But I'm just pointing out that there's still another person, a stranger, driving you around in the same vehicle you're in, right? So it's not a private experience, right? It's private, relatively speaking, because yes, you don't have to get on a bus with like 40 other people, right? Or a train with a lot of other people, right? You're not sitting immediately adjacent to another stranger or 2 or 3 people in the same row, right? Yes, you have your private as possible experience while being driven by a stranger. So that's not 100% private. What I'm talking about is that the Robotaxi will be 100% private, as if it is your vehicle for that duration of that trip. Uber is not going to be able to compete. Uber is simply on a price scale is not going to be able to compete, let alone the experience that comes with Robotaxi, completely private and high quality. It truly is amazing. It truly is amazing. And as you can see here, Mario has some really good points as well, where he points out just the safety aspect of it, right? Just the safety aspect of it. Just the safety aspect of, fully AI-driven autonomous driving. There's no more DUIs. No more possibility of a DUI, right? People who are intoxicated and should not be driving do not even have to think about getting in their vehicle and going to another place or going home, right? All they have to do is hail a Robotaxi, and that person will be driven to wherever he or she needs, right? No distractions, obviously, right? No distractions. And no strangers behind the wheel. No strangers behind the wheel. Anyway, this is a great moment. It is basically history in the making. And once this gets approved, and it will get approved, in my opinion, very soon, it is going to change the game. The game has already been changed. That's the thing. The game has already been changed, ladies and gentlemen. The future is now. If you liked what you saw and you have your own opinions, I want to hear them. Whether you agree with me or not, I want to hear it. If you have a different perspective, let me know. Like and share this video, and I'll see you next time.